We're just getting things set up, so we'll give it a couple minutes. I'll try to get this table arranged a little bit better. Maybe get a couple more people in here. I almost got to figure this out again. Alright, I think I got my end all set up. Okay, I can speak, Train Man. So like I said, good day, model railroaders. Put my head back in the picture, I guess. But I still can't see anything because I'm missing one of my screens, which is making this very, very difficult to do. So far in the chat we've got Train Man 46 with an Amtrak and Southern Pacific Rail fan, Container Man, we got Bruce, I gotta sit up for this, Nicholas, Randy's Rock and Roll Railroad, Tom P, Good Day Sparky, Peter CP Rail, Wilmer, Just Another Scale Modeler. So just a heads up for people, Just Another Scale Modeler and myself, we're going down to the Amherst show this weekend, down to Springfield, and I'm still missing one of my cameras, so I cannot even see if my head's even in the picture. It's going to drive me crazy. Oh, there I am. But if I do it this way, then my chat's 20-second delayed, so I might seem a little delayed, but I'm usually slow in life anyway, so. Lake Erie Railroads, hello. Go via Siena, Ontario. Yep, that's me. That chat is super delayed. Yeah, it is. When did you go live? I haven't yet. I'm still waiting for like 2 minutes. Heads in the picture. Only sometimes. I got to go back and forth. So hopefully I catch up to myself a little bit. But what we're trying to do for the Wednesday night streams, now I can actually see myself. This is going to work out pretty good. Maybe. I hope. Yay, yay. Yep, I moved my hands. Okay, so Wednesday nights, if it all works out, we'll keep this going, but I'll bring something to the table that we can all chat about, and if anybody's got any questions or problems with their railroads, we can throw it up there in the chat because I do have it on the screen, and everybody that's here can kind of take part. And Stu Structures, good to see you, Sparky. Sir, it is good to see you too. And what did I do with this stuff? I was hoping you'd show up today because I just wanted to throw a real big shout out to you first off. And a thank you very much for your gift. We got all your VHS tapes showed up. And one more. And of course, they're all Conrail, so I do like them very much. Now we can't see me, which is maybe a good thing. So, anybody out there want to rent me a VHS player for like 2 weeks? Because I don't have one. Sorry, buddy. I don't know how to say that any nicer. The tapes are awesome, and they're all Conrail, and I appreciate that very much. But now I got to start going to yard sales and stuff and see if I can find a player so I can watch them. So that's a shout out to Stu Structures and a big thank you for your gift. That's one way to start off a live show, I guess. So, heads off. No, my head's back on. It might be warmer where you are. Well, it might be warmer where I am now. It might be. Might be talking about Springfield. So, yeah, Ron Perry and myself, we're going to head down to Springfield for Saturday. We're hoping to be there around 10 o'clock. And Saturday night, we're probably just going to sleep from 5:30, 6 o'clock to the next morning. At least that's my plan. And maybe back at the show the next morning at 10 o'clock, and maybe out of there by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon so we get home at a half decent time. Going to be an 8-hour drive, and as long as we don't buy any scenery products that look like cannabis, maybe, we'll be okay at the border crossing, I think. So, Ron, no buying scenery products. You can buy paint, but that's it. Eric, how are you doing? So you made it in? Okay, so I'm not watching the chat too much right now. So if you guys, I'll watch it for a second here. If anybody's got any questions or things they want to talk about over what I got, and that's just the ESU controller. We can throw it up now and we can all talk about it for a bit. As you can see, I really scripted this stuff out and really practiced all week on what I was going to say and do. It gets better, trust me. So, we got Stu Structures. Do you have anything like a Goodwill store, Red Cross store? Yes, I do. And I could try a couple of those. They might have some. The other question is, can I even hook it up to my TV? Because we got those smart TVs now that connect to the internet and all that stuff. But I'm sure there's got to be a way to do it. So, or I'll have to buy an old TV too. So, brownies? No brownies. Come on. I don't think, no brownies. I got a spare VCR. How much is it to send it here? And all the cords that go with it. I don't think you can get them anymore. People dumped those a long time ago. Yes, Peter, I know I was one of those people. So, oh well, what do you do? If I can find one, then I can watch some VHS tapes. And then the other thing is, and I can remember this when I was a kid, and we had the VHS player, and you put the tape in it, you watch it, and all of a sudden the screen went all blurry. And then you went, oh no, and then you went to pull out the tape, and the tape all went out with it, and then you had to play with it, long screwdrivers and all that stuff. But anyway, just wing it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Nicholas. Can I what? Where'd it go? See, my chat's going so fast, but can you scroll the chat up? I asked the question. Train Man, can you just ask the question again? And I'll watch the chat. How's that? And what are you trying to say, Eric? I should send them to you and you can transfer them for me? And put them on Blu-ray. You just need to get them here. But it has been years. Well, Eric, the one question is, you said you guys had that show that you invited me down to when I was at Vinny's. Is that this October or next October? Container Man, I got a video of the CXX cold drag. Well, that doesn't help me with Conrail videos. I'm going to have to get myself a moderator just to moderate you. We're getting salted caramel brownies with Papa John's pizza. Wow, you're not cooking this time, so there goes the corn dogs. I always keep an old example of older technology. I don't. I'm one of those people that, you know how people put things in a cardboard box and they put it in a closet? Well, I'm the type of person that in a year, if that box is still there and it hasn't been opened, I don't open the box. I take it, I put it in the car, I take it to a dumpster, and I throw it in there. And then I go home. I haven't looked in the box in a year, so I'm not going to look at it before I throw it out. I hate clutter. And saying that, I'm a model railroader. How much clutter is sitting just in this room? It's like I'm not going to pan the camera around, but wow, I can barely move in here. So, and I forgot to watch the chat again. So, I have a couple derailment problems that are both on joints. But all the locals I have derail, but only the back truck derails. Well, hopefully somebody out there can help you out with that one. Because the only thing I can think of is how many cars are you pulling behind it? Because if there's a lot of weight behind the locomotive, and even if it's on a curve, that could be another problem, and it just gives it a little bit of a yank. And if your track's not completely flush, if I pull that up right there, and see how, like, this is the easy track, so maybe if I get a little bit closer for you, you can see how it's not sitting flush. There's a little bump right there. So even that'll derail something as it's going around, and if it's got some weight behind it. Now that would be my answer for you. Maybe somebody in the chat can help you out a little bit better than I can. Rail Rider, baby. Like I said, I don't even open the box. Well, I shouldn't say that. My wife has a big tote out in the garage. It's been there for 3 years. Never opened. So I'm cleaning out the garage, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? We haven't even been out here to look at this stuff. The lid fell off it. You know what was in it? Beanie Babies from forever. Beanie Babies. There was McDonald's Beanie Babies, and Beanie Babies you get from the store, and all of them were still in packages, and all wrapped up in plastic, and, well, that's the one time I'm glad a lid fell off, because I put the lid back on and kind of put it back on the shelf. Probably saved my butt on that one. She would have killed me. The back truck derails because it gets into a bind, go underneath the car, and make sure it doesn't rub the bottom of the car whenever it goes around. The other thing it can be doing is it could be hitting your ladders and stuff too. Just, I don't know how well this camera is going to show it, but when your trucks turn, sometimes there's ladders and stuff right beside the trucks, and they turn and they get caught on it. That could be one of your problems also. Only a local derails. Well, that's always another idea. If we can't help you out in this chat and stuff, you can always throw a video out on your channel and ask for people's help. But I'm kind of hoping somebody out there is telling you how to fix it up a little bit. Just another scale model, or you're cooking? Well, it's better than you're driving, I hope. All right, buddy, take it easy, and I'll give you a call tomorrow right after work. How's that? Dream Man BNSF is asking you, is your problem on curves or on straights? Ralph Greenwood, how are you doing? Sparky Beanie Baby? No, there's no Sparky Beanie Babies. Holy cow. That doesn't come out for another 1.5 years yet, so. Rail Fan 99 likes the CN unit. I kind of like it too. It's the Rapido model, kind of the cheaper version of it. So, if I can get her on the track. Might need my glasses. Sounds like a problem with the trucks. That's what I'm thinking too, is they're kind of binding up a little bit. So, Sparky, how long have you been in the hobby? I'm going to say I really got into it about 2.5 years ago. Wife got me one of the remote control airplanes that you could fly around and out in the park and stuff like that. So she got me one of those and a model of an airplane, and I thought that was just the greatest thing in the world. So I came in and I was watching YouTube, and it was all on how the planes crashed and how many pieces they blew up into. So for my birthday that year, she turned around and got me a model train set instead, because after I watched about 20 planes blowing up into nothing, I started watching model train videos. And she kind of caught on to that. So she got me my first train set. It was the Overland Express with the I still have it. I still have it. And now I'm getting dirt all over the place. That is a sad looking locomotive. No, I don't think there's any fixing that now. But yeah, that one was in my flood, and I never bothered to repair it because it was just, well, I had DCC in it. It cost me a fortune to get it installed. But I didn't think there was any save in that thing, so didn't think I should give that to 2448 Toy Man because he'd probably throw it back at me. But that was the first set I got, and right after that it just snowballed. I went out and probably bought 4 more train sets and then a DCC system, and well, it just kind of went from there. So pizza on the way. I'm probably going to order pizza after this live stream. Might be hungry. Why are there models of Conrails painted steam locomotives? Where? Conrail didn't have any steam locomotives, so I have no idea what you mean. Because I certainly wouldn't have any painted ones. Haven't tried going the other way. That's always an idea too. Okay, so while you guys are talking about that, if it's a joint problem with rail joiners and stuff like that and track, I don't know how easy it is for you, but I have had that also, and kind of the simplest way to deal with that is take out the 2 pieces of track, if that's what it is, and start over. Put 2 new pieces in. It could just be a little bit of an alignment problem, manufacturing problem. The rails are off just a little bit. So I don't even have to do any talking. The chat's doing it all for me. This is pretty good. Which is probably good because the chat's going so fast. That could be another thing. The wheels are at a gauge, so you can pick up. I don't know if I got one of mine sitting here or not. You can always pick up one of the track gauges and the wheel gauges. And this one's kind of dirty. It's been sitting around for a bit. But down on the bottom, it's your HO wheel gauges. So you just kind of take that, you set that in there on your wheels. That's probably the track one actually because I'm not reading it, but that's as easy as that goes, and if it sits there perfectly, you're good. Maybe it is time for me to get my glasses on, who knows? Wow, I love the story. Yeah. See, I gotta blame my wife for everything, getting me into the hobbies of anything and everything, and if it's just really expensive, I can blame her. Because that way when I go out and spend, I don't know, $600-700 on 2 locomotives and they show up at the door and she gives me a dirty look, I just look at her and say, you started this. So, can't blame me. Works most of the time. Okay, so the one system, you guys can keep talking about that if you want. Like I said, I can't see the chat. It keeps zoom, zoom, and then it stops for a bit and I can read some of it. So one problem I did have with my live stream last week is I probably missed half of the chat because I went back and watched it twice afterwards. It was like, oh man, I could have answered that. Or I could have said something about that. But Train Man 46, that's probably your best bet if we haven't helped you out yet. But I would check your wheels and gauge, see if it's getting stuck on anything and if the track's lined up properly. That's my suggestion. Gaffa Haynes, hi, how are you? So the other thing you guys can do while you're checking out each other's chat and stuff is if you go down into the chat to the right of somebody's post, there's going to be 3 dots. If you click on those 3 dots, it'll take you to that person's channel, and then you can check them out and subscribe to their channel if you haven't already. So everybody in here should be subscribing to everybody else. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet, do that too. Ding Dong Pizza, here we go. How's blaming your wife really work for you? It works pretty good. She's very, well, she's pretty easygoing, so. Can you get a Rapido cabbage? No, I don't want one. How's that for an answer? I got to get the layout up and running first before I think about buying anything else, actually. So Wonder how good an HO scale train plows snow. There is videos out there on YouTube of a guy, and he's got his HO plow going through it and it's pushing it. Yeah, it goes about 3 feet, stops. Then he goes about 8 inches, 4 inches. I don't think it works very well. Dot, dot, dot. Yeah, and Eric, you and I will talk about those videotapes that I've got. If I can get them down there, that'd be kind of cool. So, Sparky, anytime I buy train stuff, my wife does the same thing. I tell her it keeps me out of the bars. That's one way to look at it. I'm over 40 years old, so that's what keeps me out of bars. I don't know about your area, but around here you go into a bar and there's usually some 19, 20-year-old that thinks he can take on the world. So, Sparky, we stay away from airplanes and the same reason. I'm telling you, I watched those videos. It was a Warthog, a A10, and I just fell in love with the thing. It was gas powered, and the guys flying it around, and a piece of wind caught it. Whap! There wasn't anything left of it. Like, I'm not buying that. Because trains are expensive. Get into model airplanes that fly. Holy jumping. Oh, Vinny, how are you? You said you were going to be here and you're late. That's all right. At least you're here. Okay, so you guys keep yipping. Thing I wanted to bring to the table tonight was the ESU controller. And I've already opened up the box. And it's kind of happy I did, in a sense, because what I was going to do, they advertise this system is just pull it out of the box, plug it in, charge the controller, and away you go, right? And as long as your locomotive has ESU DCC in it, you're good. It should just read itself, and you're good to play with trains. You just throw a train on there, turn it on, let's go, right? Okay. Now, I'm not a computer genius, and by his videos from ESU, I didn't think you had to be. So, I went out and got this system. I finally got it out of the box tonight. I did it about 2 hours ago thinking, maybe I better check it, just make sure it even works, like turns on, right? Because that would be my luck, doing a live stream and nothing happens with this thing. So, it's got the manual, and of course they tell you, read it. So, okay. I actually did read the manual. I took it to work and I read it. I didn't retain any of it, but I did read it. Then they got the quick start guide. Okay, well, quick start's awesome. It says, take it out of the box and plug it in. Turn it on, put an engine on there, and it should just go whoosh, just like I said. So the system comes with the transformer, 120 volts that I plug into it, right there. Well, or right, no, 120 volts is right there, and then this, anyway, there's 2 cords here. One goes from the transformer, and the other one goes over to your CPU unit. That's right there. Now, the green dot's on the top. The one on the other side of my finger, the far one, the one that's still on, is my Wi-Fi system. And it says Wi-Fi is working out perfectly. The other dot that's flashing, well, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Connections on the back of this were very, very easy. From your transformer, plug it in. And then, of course, you got to charge your cab control. So I got that plugged into the back of this right now, and it's charging the system. You got your other 2 plugs. You got a programming track over here. Get it a little bit closer for you. Hi, Robert. How are you doing? You getting enough sleep at night? Or are you waking up and feeding the youngin? How long have you been in the hobby? We asked that question already, so maybe that chat's really, really slow. So, back to this. We got programming track on this one, and we've got your main line on this one over here. Everything's plugged in. I've checked all my wiring connections. You guys can kind of hear in my voice where this is going, right? Got it plugged into the track, just like so. It's worked for my NCD system for a year and a half now, so should work now. We have our Rapidos train with ESU decoder in it. And we have the handheld unit. Now, comes with a tether cord that you're supposed to put around your neck. And now I won't drop it on the floor. That is probably, right now, the best thing I'm going to tell you about this controller. You can't drop it. One of the downfalls that I'm finding with this program, or with this controller already, is, here's my cord, right here. And I'll just give it a little yank. And that's how much cord I've got. Right there. So if this was under your layout, and your handheld unit was running out of battery life and you had to charge that, you literally have to stand 2.5 feet from the control box. So first problem I'm going to say with this controller is you need a longer cord. But I'm pretty sure, like any other company, you can buy one. There's probably a 5 and a 6 foot cord you can buy. Who knows? I haven't looked into it. Power button's on the top. So I'll push the power button. There we go. Now when you first plug in the transformer and the control unit, you have to wait about 4 minutes for it all to boot up, catch up to itself, and for that Wi-Fi light to go steady green. Okay, so you go down to your layout, you want to play with your trains right away, so you plug in the system and you wait. Alright, it's not the end of the world. You probably got to put a locomotive or two on the track anyway, so hey, move around some box cars, some tank cars, get some things ready to go. But you guys saw me turn this on. We're still waiting. Jack's here? Mr. Jack, how are you? I got something for you. Now I got to take a little break from this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Jack. Happy birthday to you. All right, should I give up model railroading and start a YouTube channel on singing or what? And now that I've sang to you, you got to tell us how old you are. Yes, I promise I won't do that again. Probably sounded horrible. Brayton Hugo. Hello, how are you? So back to this system. It finally got itself all booted up. You guys can't see it on the screen because it doesn't like light. But first thing you got to do is find the Wi-Fi system for that. So you hit a Wi-Fi button. And you hit a Wi-Fi button. There we go. Wi-Fi analyzer. And it doesn't want to find it. So, right, first thing I noticed is if you got it plugged in, it doesn't like to find the Wi-Fi signal. Now you can push buttons on the screen. It's just like an Android phone. So you just push buttons on the screen and it's supposed to get you to where you want to go. Always on. And maybe I'm just no good with technology. No, I am no good with technology at all. So, I took this out of the box about an hour and a half ago, like I said. Started charging it. I put the train on the track. I looked for the Wi-Fi system. It found it. And then as soon as I went to play with it, it couldn't find anything. There was no Wi-Fi system. So then I plugged in the cord, and we went from there. Then it all of a sudden would find the Wi-Fi system again. I unplugged it. It kept the Wi-Fi system. And then I put this on the track, and there was still no locomotive on the track. So, as far as my little review goes for the ESU system, for this week, I think we're done. Because I just can't get it to do anything at all. And like I said, I did read the whole manual. I've gone through every video that ESU has out there. And I just can't figure it out. So, for right now, I'm just going to leave it alone because I get to the type I get really frustrated, and I don't think this cord's going to hold it from hitting the floor. So I'll horse around with this a little bit more. But if you guys got the ESU system and yours is up and running, let me know right now in the chat, and everybody else, how well you like it. Because I think I would like it. It looks really good online in the videos, but mine just doesn't want to work. And I find it really funny that it can't find the Wi-Fi system that's right there. So, like, how close does it have to be, or how far away? Well, it should work when you're 3 feet away from it if the cord's only 2.5 feet. My thoughts. My thoughts don't mean much, though. Not when it comes to this stuff. Alright. Select command station. No command station found. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. So I'll do it again. Refresh and look. Look. No command station found. I found it. Sitting right in front of me. Wi-Fi light's still flashing, so it says it's good, or still solid. Wi-Fi signal's still coming from it. But this thing right here doesn't want to find it. So, like I said, I'll put it away for this week and horse around with it maybe a little bit more during the week, and then we'll go from there. So, this week's topic, done. Gandhi, kaputs, no more. So, that's that one. Oof. Guess I'll leave it here, plugged into the track still. So that's all that for me. Is it hardwired to the router or only Wi-Fi? It is only a Wi-Fi system. Like I said, the cord they give you to plug it into their router system that they give you, I'll hold it. There, it's in half. I'll bring it back. There's my shoulders. So there you go. That's how long the cord is to connect it with. So if you were going to have that on your whole layout, and that's what you wanted to run your trains with, but it had to be plugged in to use it, well, I'll tell you right now, go buy Digitrax. And I don't like Digitrax very much. So, yeah, I'd tell you is to buy Digitrax before this thing. The thing I don't like about this system right now is how easy they make it sound and how easy it was on all their videos. And, of course, it's the company, right? So they plug it in and everything works. Okay, well, I got it home. I plugged it in. Not a thing worked on it. I had to horse around with it for over an hour to get that handheld controller to actually find that system. And then as soon as it found the system, that was great. And I went and checked the connection on it, and it says excellent connection because you can see the status of it. As soon as I put this train on the track, no locomotive found. Wow, that's kind of strange. Like, sure, okay, so maybe my connections on my track are bad. Well, I even put that thing right there on the track. Made sure it was on the track. I turned my connector over. I turned it around. I put this in the programming track. I thought maybe that would be the problem. Nope. So, like I said, it's enough for me on the ESU system without starting to bash the system, because I don't want to do that either. I don't know the system well enough, so it's probably something I'm just not looking at properly. So maybe I'll take it over to 2448 Toyman's place and I'll get him to play with it. He's the DCC guy. So that might work for me. Sparky, ever had an Athearn Go train? No, I have not. I'm not big on the passenger service. So the only thing I've got, anything passenger related, is this Via, Walter's train line. And I put the DCC decoder in it. Well, Toyman put the decoder in it for me. No, Toyman, I'm not getting Digitrax. I have to horse around with it when I'm at your place enough. Yeah. So, that's it for passenger for me. And that's enough passenger service right there. I'm more into the freights. I like the freights. There's so many different locomotives you can get when you're into the freight. That's not on the rails. We're not looking at that anymore. So maybe I'll take a second and actually start looking at the chat again. Can you put your glasses on, please, Sparky? Why? What did I miss? My glasses won't help me with reading the chat. It's big enough. Jack, it is supposed to set up automatically. That's their big thing. You turn it on, and you go to the Wi-Fi settings, and ESU's Wi-Fi setting is right there in the thing. You push the button, and it connects to it. And like I said, once I did that, it wouldn't even find the locomotive after that. So I'm going to have a good time after this video's up. I'm going to have to probably go back and watch it about 3-4 times because completely missed all that chat. Hi Chuck, how are you doing? And like I said, I entered everything that they had me to enter on it, and it still wouldn't. It would pick up the Wi-Fi signal from that box, told me it was an extremely good connection and everything else, but as soon as I started doing anything else with it, it wouldn't find the system anymore. So like I said, it's got to be something I'm overlooking. It's got to be in this manual somewhere. And there's got to be something else based on it. Like there's a bunch of buttons on the top of this, and all their videos say is, oh, we'll do a video later to tell you what these buttons are. And then you go in the book, and there's even a little Wi-Fi jumper. It's that little thing right there. But it doesn't tell you what it does in the manual. This whole manual, I've tried to look up Wi-Fi jumper and what it does. Do you take it out or leave it in? So doesn't say. You can take it out. I'm not gonna right now, but anyway, like I said, that's enough of that system for me because I got to do more homework on it or something. So, and half my homework's going to be going through this chat later on and try to see what you guys were all talking about with it. Put it in manual. I would like to put it in manual, but where do you find the Wi-Fi address or the IP address from it? Sorry. Like it asks you to add the IP address manually, but it's not on the box. It's not on the back of this anywhere. For that, I'll put on my glasses. Looking at the back of this, and it's got an ID number of 89FF4 or a MAC number of 14-94-04. That's it. So I'll get it. It'll be on next week's show if I did get it. If I didn't get it, it won't be on next week's show. No show next week. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Now I'm getting all confused. So, Post-it good tutorial. Might be if I can get it to work. Thank God for small layouts. I won't do DCC. Well, even on a small layout, DCC would be alright. See, the whole thing I like about the DCC system is you can run 2-3 trains on the same track, all going different directions and doing different things. That's what really hooked me into DCC. So, and if it's, I've got NCE systems. I've got 3 of them at home. So it's not a big deal for me to get rid of this thing. That's what you do. If I got to program locomotives, I program locomotives. So what? But it was one of the other reasons why I got the ESU system is you put that thing on the track, it reads all the CVs, puts up little pictures of bells and whistles and brake systems and everything else, and then you were just supposed to push the icons and it told you what to do. So, Sparky, what do you think of the LRT coming to Cambridge? Well, right now I think it's okay. But Cambridge is the big question. How are they going to get over here? They've got the rivers to cross over and a lot of hills to come down. So it's going to take a lot of work for it to get over to Cambridge. Kitchener, it's going to do okay. Waterloo, it should do really good for around the university and the colleges and stuff. But it's going to take a long time to get to Cambridge, I think. Hi, Ron, the other Ron. Oh, Ron's Trains and Things. Hey, buddy, how are you? And somewhere, I don't see it, but I think there is Super Chat on here. So if anybody wants to hit it, but somebody might have hit it already and I just missed it because I'm not looking at the chat. So the only other thing I did get, and kind of recently, special video coming out on Digitrax from Vinny. But no good to me. Still not a Digitrax fan. One car that I got a little while ago, and I just like the detail on these things a lot. And the light really helps, doesn't it? Doing live streams like this and talking about stuff, I might have to hire somebody to sit over here and actually read the chat to me for a while. It's really hard to do two things at once. Show off what you want to show off in the camera, and then see what's on the chat too at the same time. I said the last one I did, the last live stream that I did, I went back and I sat there. There was a lot of comments I missed. So, now when we can get a little bit closer to the camera, push it the right way. Now these things, I just love the details on them. And for about $89 Canadian, they should have super details on them. Oh, lost it again. There we go. Sparky, where'd you get that sub pillow? eBay. Or if you want, a lot of guys got Amazon links with their channels. I think Ron's Trains and Things has one. Tom's Trains and Things has one. If you go to their Amazon page, you could probably click that and look up YouTube Pillow or YouTube Subscribe Pillow. And you should be able to find it in there. I think it was about 12 bucks, but it's only a pillowcase that you get. It's not the whole pillow. So Sparky, you're making Vinny's mouth water. What did I do? Oh, love that tank car. Not quite sure it's an actual tank car, though. It's more for gases. More for propane, oxygen, nitrogen, argon. See if I can get this one out, too. I only got, this one came in a 2-pack. And then that one was a single. I didn't want to get too carried away. But I kind of do want a couple more of them. They do look nice. Well, if anybody wants choo-choo shoes, let me know. It's kind of funny when these things first came out, I actually wanted a pair. Little choo-choo shoes because they all light up and they go toot-toot or chugga-chugga. But they don't have my size. I was so disappointed. I almost lost sleep over that. So we did. I would believe me. This must be my night for things, I'm telling you. Do not eat. Okay. And there's the other one. I like this one a little bit better just because of the big sign it's got on the side of it. Very free rolling, as you can see. The end detail is not the greatest, but they do come with the placards on them. And there is numbers on there. If I put on my glasses, I could see that part. Top of these cars, and Broadway just did an awesome job with the detail, even on the top. You can't, this camera's not going to do it any justice whatsoever. On the underside of it, like the wiring and grabs and stuff on this are very, very fine. I'm surprised I'm not getting a feedback because my sound is actually on my laptop. Huh. The end of that one. Like I said, this camera's not going to do this car any justice. It's got the metal wheels. I did get out the magnifying spec little helmet that you can put on, and everything on this car is legible, which I thought was just amazing how they could even get the print that small. So, but detail up here is just like, what can you really say about it? It's just such fine detail, so delicate, but it's pretty sturdy too at the same time. This one's a little loose, but like all those, you can push and prod on them. I wouldn't pick it up by it by any means. But, so, yeah, 3 of those cars to look at. And when I go back through the chat later on, maybe somebody threw out the answer. It's probably an easy fix. It really is. About how to get this ESU system up and running. Like I said, I'm probably just missing something really simple. And that's just normally the case with most stuff. So hopefully I get it working because it looks like a great system. Like any kind of a DCC system, you can just throw something on the track and it goes, oh, I know what that is, and tells you what all the functions are. That should be amazing. So I can understand for me why it doesn't work. It's just I had my hopes up so high. Drive safe, Roy. Roy's going for a drive. And yes, drive safe, because I've seen what happens when people don't. They run into lampposts. That's not good. I love the tank cars. Thank you, JD Boy. The Southern 207 Hobbies. You'll notice I stick with short cars, i.e. 55 hoppers and steam. Yes, I do have a MRC 2882. That would be a nice locomotive to see. I like grain cars. I'm more of a boxcar fan myself, just because you don't see too many. Like up in Canada, you still see quite a few. But most of it's well cars now, and you get the containers and all that stuff in there, and that's their boxcars nowadays. And they can put 2 on 1 car, so. But I would think that for $80, there would be a bit more detail, basically better trucks, metal grab irons. It's all on there, my friend, all of it. They are metal trucks. It is metal grab wire, ladders, stanchions. Like I said, even all the writing on there, if you magnify it, it's all legible. Can you show us Bachman Thomas Sparky? It's up there. I don't know why you'd be so fixed with him. There's Thomas. JD boy, take it easy. Mr. Toyman just sent me a text that says, don't forget part 2 Thursday night. So 2448 Toyman tomorrow night has another live show. And he can tell us in the chat right now what time he's going to do that. Maybe. Mind you, I got to remember this has got a 20-second delay on it. So, and then after that, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Unless everybody's got, or somebody has some more questions that they want to ask everybody, and see if we can answer for you. I think right now we have 26 people watching. Yep. So yeah, we can stick around for a little bit longer if you want, if anybody's got questions or anything that they're doing with their layout right now. And scenery questions, there's a couple people on here that are pretty good at scenery. JJ Gravy. You excited for Scale Train's second run of the SD40s? I didn't order any. Like I said, I've got to settle down with my ordering of locomotives and cars and things like that. I got to really get my layout done. I'm halfway around, so we're getting there. And then once it's actually up and running, I can run some trains on it. Then look up my NCE system for now, and then I'll be running trains, and then the hobby will start being fun again for me. Got big plans for spurs and grain elevators and, I don't know, chemical depositories and a couple freight stations. I am doing another passenger station to go with my St. Thomas passenger station, so it kind of only makes sense. So, can I be a mod, Sparky, please? Well, Toyman, you got to start clicking that and putting people in timeout. Bratton, you ask me about 5 times every show. I really prefer if you just settle down a little bit. I don't even know who you are. I don't mean to be mean about it, but so I think we're good for today. And I lost my chat. I don't know if it's up still. And I don't think my chat's going to reconnect either. So with that, hopefully I'm not cutting anybody off. We'll leave her down to technical difficulties, I guess. Sounds like you're going to need a few Vinny build structures. Well, maybe a couple. Then it come back on, then it goes away again. I don't get it. So I'll leave it at that for tonight, guys. Sorry the ESU system didn't work out properly. I had kind of high hopes for that, and kind of a whole show wrapped around that, and a locomotive going real easy like. So hopefully when I do get it figured out, the ESU system really is that easy. But for right now, oh, Ralph, I see that. I don't know if anybody else can see it. Ralph Greenwood, thank you very much, buddy, for the super chat. And I don't even have my super chat set up. I got it all shut off. I had this all set. This gets really loud. It's not even working tonight. All right. So that didn't even work for me. Oh. All right. So everybody head over to Ralph Greenwood's channel. Check him out. That was a little delayed too, but super chats are awesome. Anybody else got one? I can do that again. And maybe it won't make me jump next time. It's just one of those nights for me tonight, I guess. If it's anything to do with electronics or battery operated, it won't work for me. So I'll work on things. Get them down pat. Penn Central Black. They nailed the Conrail Blue. I missed some more of the chat. So, okay, guys, I'm going to end that for now. I hope it was helpful to a couple people, and hopefully it was helpful to me too when I go back and watch the rest of this and read the rest of the chat that I fell behind on, which it's so easy to do. So, for right now, guys, we'll talk to you later on. Bye for now.